Wow. This is a terrible start. Oh my
Fine.
gosh. Oh.
All right.
We have been sitting here for the last 3 hours trying to get Turk to set this up.
Basically. Basically.
Unbelievable. Alright, go on.
Was anybody gonna tell me that no one could hear me that whole time?
What? Can they not hear you?
No, no one could hear me. They can now, but that last 4 minutes, nothing was heard.
Recon, what the? That's your job. Recon, what the? That's your job.
No, now we can hear me twice. Oh
Well,
god, that's actually hilarious. Because all
Listen,
they're
I don't
gonna
have
hear
the
is you guys-
stream like
all they heard was you guys like interjecting just with no context.
we're
Pokey,
great.
thank you so much.
We're streamers, guys. We got this.
We're podcasters. All right, let's start this over. Guys, welcome to episode 2 of Pocket Wisdom. Today we're going to be discussing budgets. That's going to be our big thing. We have a fun little peeve to talk about as well, and then Recon's going to introduce us to our legend a little bit later on. One of the big things that we want to get you guys going into is
she had no sound at all.
No sound at all. What?
No, I can hear myself. I can hear myself. Hold on, I'll do myself.
No, yeah, I hear everything working.
All right, yeah, cool.
No,
cool,
yeah,
cool.
I hear.
We're good. Okay.
Okay, I think Twitch just hates you again.
It might be better now. She is like a 30-second delay, so she has to wait to catch back up.
Well, no, because you said it after.
Oh, well, I can see. I know why mine wasn't working because I had muted
It's
myself.
good now.
by
Okay.
accident.
Go.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Starting now. This is it. It's the very start. Right now at 11 minutes. Go.
Right here. Right here.
All right. I'm doing it again. All right. Let's do this again, guys. Welcome in to episode 2 of Pocket Wisdom. Today we're going to be focusing on budgets. Thank you guys for all the questions that you put in the Discord. Please make sure to join that if you'd like to have your own questions answered as we continue on with these wonderful episodes. We're also going to be talking about some peeves today, which I'm excited about. And then Recon's going to introduce us to a legend that we're going to discuss, but he gave us a nice hint in there to work with.
Who's Recon? You didn't introduce us this time. You did the first time, but you know.
Oh, well, excuse me. Let's get to the introductions as well. Today we have our beautiful bald host Terk, with his sidekick Brad, and of course our beautiful moderator with his horns, ReconMonkee. Welcome in, everybody.
I'm always
cannot
a little horny.
I cannot check Discord. Thank you though, Pokey. We do have some socials that are coming up. We have TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. Recon will post the links to those in the chat for anybody to be able to go grab and follow.
He actually doesn't have them yet.
Yeah, but he will, and so we'll let him be able to share with those.
I posted the Discord.
We will oh yeah, okay. I thought there was something important, but we have figured it out. All right. Oh yes. So for all of the beautiful bits and donations that you guys give, we really appreciate it. The country already subscribed. He actually has a disgusting liquor today that he's willing to sip. Turk has Old Granddad whiskey that's 114 proof, so we're excited about that. And of course, Recon has some tequila. It looks like to join, so we appreciate all that. All this stuff is going to the baby event right now. Thanks for the generosity of Recon and Brad. After that, we're going to be investing all of it into the podcast, so you guys are really helping support us there. We appreciate that. We're excited to be able to get our first full episode out there, and I think it's about time to switch over and get it started. As a reminder of the ground rules, I had any ground rules. Oh, sorry. I don't know why I said that. The ground rules are basic. They, Turkey and Brad will not be able to read chat during that. We're going to stay focused on the topic, try to make sure that we're giving the full attention to where we're at. Recon will be kindly reviewing chat, interacting with you guys, and then sort of tallying things up so that way we know when anything is donated that we need to have some sips to, or if you guys have questions, be able to share. And of course, just sort of carry on any dialogue that you guys might be interested in. He'll also be working as our AV guy for our videos later on. I think we're going to make this work with success.
Hopefully.
And I think that that is all the big things. Brad, you got anything to add before we get going?
No, I had a comment. Not gonna make it. I'm gonna say PG, but it involved your whiskey and people that Recon swipes right on. It was old granddad's Recon.
It was old granddad's whiskey.
So does that put you in there if I would swipe right on
Hey,
you?
watch your mouth. I'm not that old yet.
Watch your mouth. But again, welcome in everybody. We're excited to have you. Prepare your questions. I'm gonna go ahead and switch over. Recon, do your little wave, and we're gonna hope that this is good to go. All right, perfect. Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. Where's this at? Boom. There we go. Fixed.
Do we? Okay. I was like,
No. That's I told you that was the one I was talking about earlier.
He is the worst audio visual guy I've ever seen. Mostly
I have a lot of things to fix. But luckily it's successfully working. All right, he's trying to ruin the surprise. Terk didn't ruin anything yet. All right, let us begin our session with some pet peeves in friend groups. And I'm going to let Brad start us off today because he was actually the one that came up with this this topic. So I'm sort of excited to see where he's going to go with it.
Glad you're letting me start because I am not going to talk about pet peeves at all. I am going to talk about things that most people call pet peeves that shouldn't be. Okay. I have two, and then I have one pet peeve. So first one. Not being able to just say no when someone asks you to do something. Everyone gets all cranky. You know what I mean? Like someone's like, hey, you want to go to the bar? You want to go out? You can't just be like, no, I don't want to. They get mad. You have to have a reason for everything. You have to make sure. You have to lie. I don't like doing that. I don't like lying. I just want to be able to go to it like a friend gives me an invite and I'd be able to say no. Okay? That's one. Number two, Irish goodbyes should be more socially acceptable. I don't want to say goodbye to everybody. I want to have my fun at a party, get up, leave, and not say hi to anyone or say goodbye to anyone at all. Just boop out of the door.
You're just gonna peace out. Just like
yeah, that's like, every single time.
Are you the kind of person that like goes, I'm gonna go to the bathroom and just walks directly out the door?
No, I'm not even gonna pretend I'm going to the bathroom. I'm just walking out the door.
Like, what if somebody stops you? What are you gonna do?
Well, then I lie and say I'm going to the bathroom. But it goes back to the first one because I shouldn't have to lie. I should be like, I want to go home. I don't want to sit here and have a 13-minute Minnesota goodbye.
Wait, so what do you? Oh, hold up. Excuse me, what?
You know what a Minnesota goodbye is?
No, what is a Minnesota goodbye?
So a Minnesota goodbye is basically, you go to leave someone's house, and then you don't leave for like 30 minutes. Because you'll be like, oh yeah, the weather. It's like, it's just random shit keeps coming up and you don't leave. They don't kick you out. And it ends up being a 50-minute goodbye process.
How many times do you like hug during that process?
None, because you don't even get that far. You don't make it to the door. You stand up, you grab your bottle of liquor, and then you don't make another step. Sometimes you even make another drink.
While you're at the door?
Yeah, well, I mean, you're already committed to the Minnesota goodbye at this point. Or if you have an Irish goodbye, you're at home, you're sitting back, you're relaxing, you're playing whatever video games and having a good time.
Until somebody just gets up and walks out the door, like you're in the middle of a match, and they're just like,
oh my god, it's like mid conversation. You're just like, well, that's good.
That's what it sounds like. Like I don't understand how you get away without saying goodbye.
No, this is mostly like at bars or bigger parties. Like you don't do it if it's just like you at one person's. It's like just you at this person's house.
Well, that would be a little weird. That would be hilarious, though, right? Like you're in the middle of like playing a game, and all of a sudden like it just pauses, and they just get up and walk out.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, yeah, they had to go, I guess. Yeah, no
And
worries.
then you text them and ask them, and they're like,
Oh, went to the
"Oh, I
bathroom.
had a doctor's appointment." Yeah, because they can't just say no. They wanted to leave.
Oh my! All right, is that your first one?
That was my second one.
Oh,
That
that
was
was
both of them.
oh god, I
Yeah,
missed it.
they kind of go together.
Oh,
Because the first one is I want to be able to say no to going somewhere, and then I want to be able to leave when I
Oh,
want.
okay. Sorry, I got so caught up
Yeah.
in the Minnesota goodbye,
Yeah.
which was
Sorry,
just like a thing.
I really want to shrink my commitment time in social events. It's basically what this comes down to.
And so you want to be able to say. So what were you trying to say no to?
Just being able to do something. Like someone says, "Hey, do you want to go to the bar?" I want to be able to say no. I don't want to, instead of having to make up an excuse for why I can't.
Oh yeah, right, right. Because if you say like no, I don't wanna, like they immediately are like, oh, they don't like me. Like
Yeah,
it's like it
you
becomes
just
like a
you
personal
kick their
thing,
dog.
right?
Yeah.
Like why? That's so weird that you wouldn't want to. Well,
Yeah,
because I mean, like, so you're always like, oh, my head.
Did I say something, or yeah, like did I piss this guy off? No, I just don't want to do it. I'm tired. I want to go to bed at 2 a.m.
That's sort of like sometimes when Brad and Terk are playing, video games at night and decide at 1 a.m. is the perfect time to start having a drink.
Oh my god! And don't say we. This is always you.
What do you mean?
And I can't say no to beer pressure. So
peer pressure.
yeah, I guess we'll do this.
It's fine. It works out well. But anyway, yeah, no, I agree because it is. It's like personal. Like, but I mean, even if you invite somebody out, right? Do you take it personally when they're like, nah?
No, because usually after I invite them, I'm like, please say no. Please say no.
Wait, why did you invite them to begin with?
I usually regret it immediately. I'm like, oh, I just kind of want to stay home now. Like, I was really motivated to go out, and then it's just like
it's usually because
no.
like you make the plans like a day or two before, right? It's usually not
Yes.
like spur of the moment.
Nothing's
then, like,
better
the
than
day
someone
comes.
canceling. If someone cancels, I'm like, oh no, and then I'm partying.
They're like, oh
I'm the
no.
happiest person in the world.
They're like, oh no, my dog is sick, and you're like, oh no, while you like changing
Oh.
and getting into bed.
Yeah.
To watch,
Oops, well,
watch something.
let's be honest. I never left bed. I've really been begging for this cancellation.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, it just makes sense. It just makes sense. Oh man, those are actually two really good ones. Did you have did you have a third to add too?
I did, but I don't think you have to go there. I'm just a little upset with somebody scheduling a podcast over an important event that I really wanted to watch. Now I can't do that, so I was gonna complain a little bit more, but I'm in a good mood right now. So
Did you ever think that maybe the podcast was scheduled first? Just, I
it
mean, just in
wasn't.
a hypothetical situation, just like throwing it out there.
It sure wasn't. This has been scheduled for months.
Yeah. So it's a podcast.
Hmm.
Like 8 to be precise.
Wow. Yeah, it was supposed to start in January, and it started in June. To be fair, they both. I am talking about the debate. I wanted to watch the debate. Okay, I thought it'd be interesting.
Whoa,
now I'm only going to be able to watch on Twitter.
What makes you think that somebody said that?
Well, I just wanted to say it.
I just wanted to get that out there.
Yeah, actually, I just needed to get it out of my chest. It's a pet peeve of mine.
I mean, a pet peeve
I love
of mine
watching
might be
debates.
somebody that forgets the rules.
Yeah, well, I mean,
in the middle of an
both
event,
people on stage are also forgetting things. So. There, I offended everybody.
offended everybody. Oh no,
Don't worry,
it's fine.
I'll forget it by tomorrow.
It's fine. It's fine. This is also before Turk goes into his pet peeve here. This is going to serve as the slight reminder for Recon to prepare his AITA.
Is what?
Is the AITA? Isn't that what you call him?
AITA. What the hell's AITA? What are you talking about?
The AITA, the AITA.
Oh, am I the asshole?
Yeah, is that what you call
No
it?
one in the okay. I have a pet peeve.
I legitly just forgot the acronym just now. I was like, I forgot. I was like, what does this stand for?
I have a pet peeve I'd like to announce. Whenever someone calls "Am I the asshole?" AITA.
I thought it was that. I couldn't remember the acronym.
So there, I do have a third pet peeve.
I panicked so hard. But yeah, Recon, this is your reminder before I finish. So you got a few minutes to pull it up, and then we'll have you.
Oh my god.
We'll have you read them out to us. All right. So let's see. My pet peeve. This was like sort of hard, but my pet peeve is always like it's more of a silly one. And I'm gonna stick to our friend group like we originally agreed to. Actually, no. I mean, Brad still kept to it. But I don't have anything as funny though as Wisconsin goodbye. I've never heard of that before in my life until
Minnesota
today.
goodbye.
It was
Jesus, just coming
Minnesota,
out,
whatever it is.
telling everyone where I'm from. What
It's
the?
what is the it's all the same area, right? Like on a map.
Yeah, no, we're actually pretty much the same state. So I'll let that one slide.
This is sort of hard. But my pet peeve is definitely the somebody that's like in the friend group that's always a know-it-all that will immediately stick to something before even it doesn't even matter. Like they're just going for it, and it doesn't matter if they're right, they're wrong. They don't care. They're just going for it, and it's just for the sole purpose of getting somebody riled up. And I wouldn't point any fingers at somebody that's like that. And it's definitely not placed above me on the screen or anything like that. In fact, actually Brad really isn't like that, because if Brad sticks to something, it's because he knows the answer.
I've never been wrong in my life, so I don't even know what you're talking about.
That's sort of like that's a pet peeve of mine, mainly because like there's no winning, right? Because it's always like something they're stuck to. You can send them anything in the world. I mean, you could prove it with like an experiment in front of you that it works. Like, be like, water is wet, and they're gonna be like, definitely dry.
Okay. Objectively, water is not wet. The water makes things wet. So you picked a terrible one.
I did. I realized that like you can't see oxygen or something. I don't know. I guess you could probably see oxygen too if you really tried. But anyway, those are the good ones there. So those are going to be our pet peeves. Let's see. I suspect that we're not going to be able to properly show the posts that Recon has for us. I think they're going to be too small. So Recon, whenever you're ready, we're going to go ahead and get our sides. We do need to do a you got a heads or tails pulled up?
I do.
All right, so we'll go do the heads or tails. Recon, are you ready to read us our thing after we get this done?
Always.
Okay.
All right.
Heads or tails, Terk?
Heads.
It is heads, so you get to decide on the first one. Do you want to?
Do I get to hear
Go
first? I
first
forget
or
if we
second?
did that.
I can't remember how we did. I think we just blindly did it.
I think we just finally did it. Yeah. I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you go first on this one.
I have to go first. Okay.
So
All right, go ahead.
you get to choose which you want on the first one.
Okay.
Awesome. All right. Well, are we gonna? I'm gonna let you guys choose one or two.
Two.
All right. Awesome. All right. So, am I the asshole for disinviting a quotation mark friend from an event after she gave my ticket to her sister? Reading into it, back when Era's tour tickets were released, my friend said she would grab us tickets and I'd pay her back. We made concrete plans. I was excited. I've been a Swiftie for years, but haven't seen her live. This past weekend, I was having a little get together for a bunch of friends, and she was, of course, invited. At some point, she pulled me aside and told me that she had news. She is leaving in September. I was heartbroken. We've been friends for years, and I love spending time with her. I got weepy and hugged her a bunch and said that we needed to get all our thrifting trips in over the summer and hang out as much as we could. Then she broke the news to me that she was, as a way to bond with her sister before she left, she was going to be taking her to the Eras tour instead. Didn't know how to react, and she just stood in front of me and Venmoed my payment that I gave to her back. She said, she just stated, "I know you understand." I was obviously very upset, and I said this was a sneaky move and honestly really shitty of her, and I don't understand how or why she would do that to me. She, of course, got defensive that they were under her name, that she didn't owe me anything, and I was like, yes, they are your tickets legally. You can do whatever you want, but this is still a really shitty and sneaky thing to do to your friend, knowing that there is no way I will be able to get my own tickets at this point. I'm honestly heartbroken that I'm going to be watching my show on a grainy live stream instead of being there in the stadium with everyone. I was looking forward to it so much. Am I the asshole?
All right. So I just want to make sure that I am answering this question correctly. So this person had tickets, paid her the money, and then she's going to take her sister?
Exactly. So the person bought the tickets for both her and her friend.
Uh-huh.
And then at a party that they were invited to, on top of dropping the bomb that they were moving away, they stated, "Oh, here's your money back. I'm not taking you. I'm taking my sister." Like a month before this entire event goes down.
So she at least gave the money back. So we don't have that issue. to worry
Who
about.
bought the tickets? That's where I think I'm confused.
No, she just said she paid her back.
So the
we're
poster
good.
bought the tickets
Originally, but then got paid back. So we're square there.
So the friend bought the tickets. The poster
Okay.
was told that her friend would grab both of them tickets,
Mhm.
and
Okay.
that the poster should just give her the money so that way they can, because I guess there was like a little bit of a discount.
Okay. So either way, poster does not owe buyer money,
No,
or the other way around.
It
Buyer
sounds like
does
no one
not
owes
owe
anybody
poster
money.
money.
Nobody owes money in this situation, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
It doesn't change anything. That should be stated. This person is only the asshole for wasting my time. Like, obviously, you're not the asshole here. She gave up her right to being your friend when she did that. It's a really shitty move. I don't even need 60 seconds. I don't need any time. Not the asshole. Clearly, she didn't do anything wrong. And uninviting to a party? Yeah, seems pretty reasonable. I'd be pissed too. Good luck defending this one, Terk.
All right. So to help Terk, I am going to throw a little twist in here for you guys.
You can't throw a
'cause there is
twist
a
after.
continue. Oh, I absolutely can. So
Wow.
at the end of the conversation, she states, "I asked her to leave and told her to not come back for the 4th of July party that I invited to her for the week following this. I said I needed to process this and that I'm really disappointed with her and how she's treated me." So she has been disinvited to a 4th of July party that she was invited to multiple months ago.
No,
So there's
of
kind of a
course she
little bit,
was.
but
That's what I'm saying. Not the. I would have uninvited her too, and she should have done it in a worse way.
So you're sticking to your answer, right?
I'm doubling down. I'm
Doubling
saying about
down.
time she does this. Still an asshole for wasting my time though.
All
I
right.
haven't written that out.
Yeah, but your answer is she is not the asshole, correct?
She's obviously not the asshole.
All right. So clearly, I'm going to say that they are the asshole, and here's why.
Oh my god.
There's really no argument here because she's moving. Family always comes first, and she got her money back, so that was fine. But instead, the poster got so upset that she decided to ruin the last little bits of the friendship and uninvite her to a party that they'd already planned in advance. I mean, she's gonna regret this in the future, not being able to see her friend off. And I mean, I do think that not being able to see T Swift live is a blow. It's a blow that's hard. You just have to let friendship, be strong. Let it rock through the rough waters there. And they just they really dropped the ball on this one. That's all I got.
Wow. Okay. Can't wait till that one's on TikTok. Completely without context. Because I am going to cut it. I'm going to have Recon read it, and then I'm going to put your response, and that's it. So good luck with that one. Have fun.
This isn't good. What are you supposed to do there? Like, how else do you present it as the opposite side?
Oh my god, I don't know.
I don't know, but probably better than that.
Good luck explaining.
We'll listen to Recon's reason later.
Nope,
right.
I abstain.
What's number 2? Turk gets to
All
go
right.
first on this one.
Yeah.
He does indeed. And for this one, the title is, "Am I the asshole for telling my sister-in-law she can't name her baby after my mom?" So I'll let that one simmer with you guys for a little bit. Context time. I, a 25 female, have 4 siblings. My mom passed away last year after a long battle with cancer, and my entire family is very close, and my mom loved her grandbabies. Sadly, she was only able to see my daughter a couple of times before she passed. My husband and I decided to name our daughter after my mom, except we swapped my mom's middle and first name for our daughter. So, example, my mother's name was Jane Doe. My daughter's name is Doe Jane. Recently, my sister-in-law announced she and my brother Jake are expecting their 4th child, and it's a girl. While at family dinner, my sister-in-law also announced they plan to name the baby Doe Jane after my mother. I became upset and pointed out my daughter was already named Dojane, and my sister-in-law asked why there couldn't be 2 in the family in honor of my mother. This led to a full-blown argument where sister-in-law and my brother stormed out after. Now, my brother, Jake, sister-in-law, and other brother expect me to apologize for monopolizing a name and embarrassing my sister-in-law. They said I can't own a name and sister-in-law can name her baby whatever she wants. My husband and twin agree with me that it's weird to have 2 kids with the same name and that it's unfair to my daughter who was born first. My dad and other siblings do agree with me, but think I went about it in an asshole way. Can't tell if I'm really in the wrong. I don't want my sister-in-law to steal my baby's name, but she's right. I don't own the name. Am I the asshole?
So, Terk, I'll let you start, but I assume that you're going to say that this person is the asshole. I'm hoping.
Oh, absolutely not. In fact, the second I heard the title, you knew. The look on your face was all we needed to know. But this person is not the asshole. And I mean, there's multiple reasons. I mean, when you just start naming your children the same name as other children in like almost the immediate family, I mean, I guess they're cousins in this situation, but that's pretty close enough.
Brothers.
Oh,
well, the kids would be cousins.
Yeah, the kids are cousins, right? Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I think the parents.
So the kids are cousins. I mean, that's going to cause confusion. Then, like, people are starting to get like weird about names, and like I feel like that could cause a weird complex between the kids having the same name, especially like if you tell them that you were named after a person, and like both of you are like supposed to sort of live up to that name, which is like a weird and hard thing to do. But I mean, I find it even more odd that you would like fight, to claim somebody monopolizes a name. Like I feel like in any context with it where like somebody like you are immediately or spend a lot of time with or around all the time, like names their kids something, that name is off the table. Like it's just done. Especially like, I mean, you might be able to get away with like a middle name or something like that, but I mean, first name, middle name, like you're getting wild there. And so yeah, I don't think that the poster did anything wrong. I don't think they I don't even think they were exaggerated in their response. I think their response was appropriate. It was handled to the best that they could of their ability, and I just can't wait to hear that Brad just wants to agree with me on this one.
I mean, this one I actually disagree. Clearly the asshole. Like the sister-in-law said, like she doesn't own the name. I can name all of my kids the same if I wanted to.
Yeah, but like like Mike Tyson, or no, it's who's the it's not Mike Tyson. It's he makes the grill now. But he's a boxer.
Oh, god damn it. George Foreman.
Yeah, George Foreman. It's like George Foreman. There's like his 5 sons named George Foreman.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you? They both want to honor their mom. So I don't see any issue with that. Also, if we're gonna be real, clearly these two are never gonna talk again, so the names don't matter, because their cousins are not gonna be close, because these two siblings will never see each other again. Problem solved.
I didn't catch that in the post. Is the sibling also upset? I knew it was the sister-in-law. Was the sibling the husband also upset?
The brother said that she had to apologize. So
brother said that she had to apologize because obviously that's his wife. The husband of the poster is on the wife's side, obviously.
Well, you have
to. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm glad that you think that they should ruin their family, Brad.
I think that they should both be able to honor their mother, that they both love very much.
I also agree that they should both honor and love very much, but not by naming 2 children the same exact name.
I mean, we don't know how close that they live together. They could live on opposite sides of the state.
Well, it said they got together at like a thing.
Do you know who I'm pissed off about? Who I feel bad for? Is the other brother. The twin, whatever.
The twin that has like he's obligated to be on the twin side.
Well, no, because now he's like, well, god damn it, it's Jane Doe's birthday, but I don't know which one it is.
No,
I would say I'm upset for all 3 of the other siblings who are just caught up in this and like, well, which Doe Jane are we celebrating?
Why, I don't understand why they didn't like just if they're gonna name it, just name Jane Doe. Like why are they flipping it again? Like they did Doe Jane, they did that one, now they can do Jane Doe.
And honestly, no one would care at that point, right? Because you only call someone by their first name.
Right. And then it'd be okay. It'd be like, oh yeah, you both were named because we loved our mother so much,
Yeah.
But like when you start having like the same exact name, and then like, you know, I assume that they have different names, last names.
You would assume that, yeah, because one was the brother, one was the sister.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, so I would assume that they have different last names. At least the kids would.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And so, you know, maybe that wouldn't be so bad. But I mean, like, I just can't imagine, like, you know, can you imagine a family event and you're just like yelling the same name? And
Yeah,
then, like,
but that's what I mean. Like, if you do have them just switch the name, it's like, oh, there's Jane, there's Doe, 2 different names, no issues.
Or like somebody like comes in there and goes like, somebody comes in there, they're like, oh, you know, Doe Jane #1, you know, you're really living up to your grandmother's image. Like, I just feel like you know, really embody her personality and love. And then the other one like comes in the room, they're like, oh,
what about me? What about me, Dad?
and you're like, you tried your best.
I'm not a liar.
You're like, well, you know,
I'm not gonna lie to you, kids. You're slipping.
Time to do an Irish goodbye. Get out of here.
Get out of there. Just like get up and walk out.
What about me, Uncle Jake? Am I doing good by grandma's name? Oh, well, look at the time. Gotta leave.
Oh man. All right. Well, that's that was a wild 2 there, which actually puts us into our intermission. Let's move it.
That's good because I have to
Woot woot.
pee.
Woot. Excellent. Take that time.
So can you like
What do you
get
want?
me off the screen?
Just turn your camera off.
Yeah, but if I turn my camera off,
yeah, you're right. I see what you're saying. Give me, please provide me.
With that, we're on a little bit of a break here, so that you guys can all hang out.
There you go.
You know what? Just oh.
Is that what you wanted?
Yeah. No, you just did me like that. Okay, I'll be back.
I mean, we could do a BRB.
Brad no longer
we have a
exists.
BRB screen. Is that what you wanted? I don't know if that's what you want or not. Should I do a BRB screen?
He's gone. He's gone. It's fine.
It's fine. I can't. You have to let me know when he comes back so I can turn the thing back on. But anyway, guys, we're in intermission. Peasant, welcome in. It's great to see you. Minx, welcome in. It's good to see you too. Yeah. Terk can talk to you guys now. We are excited to see Minx. You changed your name a while ago though, so I mean, I'm not super surprised. What did we miss in here, Recon? You got like a little summary to help us out?
Yeah, so I mean, chat wise, obviously Pokey has been talking about a bunch of stuff all over the place. She's mostly been focusing on Terk for getting the sound. She is definitely kind of a little stuck on that.
Terk did forget the sound.
Got a promotion recently. So
Voxel, congratulations.
Also, autism doesn't like the long goodbye, I guess, according to Pokey. So that's that. Pokey, I think, feels like I'm attacking her specifically right now.
Sir.
Also, that's enough, Pokey. I just have to call you out every once in a while. That's fine. You're a moderator now. You can handle it. But
Recon
yeah,
is
and then
up for us.
On top of that, to Country's 30-minute Irish goodbye, the Midwestern
Minnesota.
version is Minnesota goodbye. I'm sorry. The Midwestern version for Indiana is 2 hours. So that's about all you missed.
If you ever call Indiana part of the Midwest again, I will kick you off this podcast.
What is it not part of the Midwest?
I don't care. Not?
No, you're out.
Why?
Illinois barely counts.
Why does Illinois count? Okay, I actually have like I feel disrespected for this.
Indiana's borderline. Ohio's definitely not though.
Drunk Terk.
Well, fuck Ohio. Ohio doesn't even exist.
Oh, there it is. That's one.
What did Drunk Terk do? I don't feel like I've done anything wild yet. Have I?
Drunk Terk did a thing. Okay, I don't know.
Oh, I mean, I made you mod before I was drunk. It's fun. Peasant says hello to you. He says, "Oh my god, Team Forehead."
That's not what he said. I read it. I can see I can see the chat.
And Velma showed up.
Velma, yeah, it's always a pleasure to see you. We are going to be getting ready to transition into the budget stuff.
I just love the enthusiasm when he says your name, Velma. Oh, hi, Velma.
Adala, hello. Welcome on in. We're gonna have some sips right now, guys. We do like to have a little bit in between.
And we're
Country
gonna need
and
it for this next one.
country and Recon subscribe. So I'm gonna have a little sip though, because we gotta still stay super coherent for this next part, because we actually have to use our brains.
Well, what you have?
Recon doesn't have to use brain.
You're our AV expert. You best keep your brain about you. Oh my god. Anyway, guys, what do you guys think about you guys have any pet peeves that we missed with your friend groups that you would like to share with us? We'd love to hear them now. Dala has many pet peeves. I think that, like, when Brad was talking about his pet peeves, Dala was like right there going, that is my pet peeve. Yes. In fact, I feel like it was like sort of related to a lot of us. Terk was wrong. What was Terk wrong about, Miller? I'm probably wrong about a few things, but what was I wrong about this time?
I think the most interesting thing was your opinion.
How to spin
Terk.
these. Huh? Oh, what was about? What opinion on what?
Saying that someone taking away your
People named Terk.
Taylor Swift tickets is not an acceptable reason to be mad at them.
Oh no no
I
no
messed
no
up.
no 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 no! I said that was a lot, but they got their money back, so it wasn't stolen.
Tell the TikTok crowd.
Oh yeah, no. All right. To be clear though, everybody,
I'm taking T-Swift.
Turk was wrong in that one for sure. No
You
doubt.
can't
No
just
doubt
say
about
that.
it.
You have to own that.
Turk. No. It's past. It's past.
Wow.
So that is
look
one
how
thing we do. I don't know if
quickly-
we told them.
I'm telling you right now, if somebody stole my Taylor Swift tickets, we're fighting, right? Like, are you fighting somebody in the parking lot?
Yeah, no, like I'm going with someone else because I'm going to hit them in the face.
There was, Velma. There was two
Can't say
of
that.
them.
There was
there
two
was
of
two.
them. Wow, Velma wasn't even listening. Wow. I would have booted the ticket, take back her from my party. Yeah, I think that.
Yeah.
In fact, I think that was actually
100%.
the
That's what I said.
most. That was actually a really reasonable thing to do too. Like, it wasn't
I
even
would
that
have booted
bad,
him from my life. Like,
right? That's what I'm saying. Like, but Turk had to take the wrong side there. But
You
Brad,
did.
what about
I
your
forgot.
thoughts about that it's okay to name multiple kids the exact same name in the family?
No, I just think that it's not the end of the world because it's not like the direct family. Like you're still gonna have your own separate.
Yeah, but
families.
what
It's
if
fine.
but the person that named their kid first, you don't think that they should have right to say, hey, please don't name your kid after my kid?
So
and their
do they love
siblings.
their mom more because they happen to have a kid first? We don't even know. Maybe this kid was 16 when they had their first one, and the other one was married. Does that matter? Probably a little bit.
It's true.
well, I mean, they both are married, so.
Shut up, Recon. That wasn't part of this.
Don't do that. Don't do what, Velma?
I don't need logic here.
All right.
Wait, they could have the kid pre-marriage. Maybe this kid's like 14 already.
Dang, look at Brad.
No,
Look
because
at
the
Brad.
kid or the mom died in the last year.
Brad's getting told to shut up in the chat.
Oof.
I'm sad.
You no need to be sad. All right.
I had to, Velma. To be fair, we're required to argue the other side.
Yeah. Oh wait,
that is
but
part of
don't give up the sea.
No, we already
Yeah, we did,
I think we said that last time.
Yeah. We
Like
gotta-
that's why we
It-
picked. Like flip a coin.
Sometimes though it's like hard though. Like after like it's done, you're like, oh, I hate this. Like when I like heard mine getting like I was with mine, I was like, all right, yeah, I can argue either side of this. But then they said T-Swift tickets, and I was like, oh Jesus.
Well, and I'm sitting there, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, we're honoring our mom who died of cancer." I'm like, God damn it! How am I gonna defend this?
Like we never get we never get one of those ones like Recon always picks one that one of us is gonna get burned. He never
Yeah.
picks
Oh,
like one that we can make
100%.
like a reasonable argument. It's like it's hard.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was supposed to make this fair for you guys.
Oh my god. No, why not just change? That's what Turk said, Pokey. That's a perfectly reasonable thing to do. Change up the name a little bit.
Yeah, it's fine. All right.
All right, let's do our drink. Here we go, everybody. To the pocket wisdom.
Well, that's just you.
3, 2, 1. Boom, boom. Brad.
I didn't know that was I supposed to do a shot there?
Yeah, it was just like
yeah,
all
that
of us.
was the idea.
Wow. All right, Recon, please
Come on,
tally.
Brad.
Please tally an extra one for him at the end.
I just said.
Got it.
No,
Got
no,
it.
You know that was a foul.
Yeah, just from the bottle.
You
It's fine.
literally stared us down as we held our drinks in the air for like 10 seconds. That was a baby sip. It was Pokey. All right, guys. We're looking forward to it. We'll do everybody else's drinks at the end. That was for Recon and Country.
How far are you from your baby thing?
I can't
Your
check
baby
that.
simulator.
I can't check it right now because it's in
Yeah,
Discord.
just guess.
Um,
Actually, probably not something you should guess on. Now that I think about that.
yeah, it's hard for me to guess. It's I can look. Hold on, just give me a second before we
Oh,
get in
no,
this.
I
I'm
mean,
looking for
I'm
Heralding.
literally in it right now. You are at
Yeah, but you don't-
39.1 of 50K.
So
So
109
you are
American
only-
dollars.
Yeah, we're getting close.
It's true. We are
And
getting close.
How many days are left before that event?
I think we're gonna do it. I can't decide if I want to do it next weekend or the week after. I don't think I can get an extra stream in next week with the holiday.
I'd say the week after then.
So I think the week after is probably where it's gonna be. So 2 weeks. Probably. I think I'm gonna do it on Saturday.
So we'll have another podcast, and then the Saturday you'll do the...
I think so. I think that's my plan. And maybe try to do like one little stream next week. We'll see.
So if you guys want to see Turk
Give birth.
with with
Naked.
a birthing kit, basically, I
Oh,
don't know about the naked part.
And that has to be like before because I have to order that. And I ain't ordering it till it reaches it.
Well, how much is the naked thing?
How much is the naked thing?
Yeah, for you to be naked while you give birth.
I didn't know that was an option.
Is it not? Because I will pay it.
Recon, how much for you get birth naked? I guess is what he's asking.
No, Turk, I want you.
Oh,
to
you
give
want me
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
We can discuss that in the Only Turks later. We can you can submit your request and I can get back to you.
Like you ever respond to my content creation ideas anyway?
He doesn't respond to mine either.
Oh my god! All right, I think we're
behind schedule. Okay,
Are you ready to move? Are you ready to move on?
Yeah. Let's do this.
All right, let's
Bye.
goodbye, Recon. Let's go. Don, welcome in. All right, here we go. Everybody, we're back to focusing. So guys, we're going to talk about a little bit about budgeting. And so budgeting is in its essence just a way to keep track of what you're spending compared to what your income is. The idea is that if you know how much you have to spend and you know how much you're spending, that you don't overspend. That's not always possible. Sometimes things happen. We can talk about that a little bit more. But overall, we're going to go through a bit of scenarios between like how Brad and I are able to budget, a few life tips and tricks that we've learned throughout the time. But as Brad said, you don't have to listen to anything we say. We're not encouraging you to do anything. This is just experience from us that may be able to help you based on what you think. But you should always do your own research when you're looking at ways to live your life and budget and think about your own finances. So I think with that, it's time for Brad to take us out.
Oh, we're done. Take us out.
Yeah,
That's it.
take us out.
Yeah, and the one thing I would say though about our disclaimer there is it doesn't mean we can't give you advice, right? It means we can't give you investment specific advice. We can't say invest in Apple. We can say, what a 401k is. We can look at your budget and say, here's what you could do. So there are things that we can give you advice on. It literally is just the specific to direct investments that we can't really say much. And even there we can say, this is what I do. We just can't say you should do this. This is really the difference. So pretty easy stuff. All right. I don't know what you want me to do, Terry. So I'll just jump into our list here.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a script, so I'm cheating the system. There. Now I just ruined everything. I broke the fourth wall.
No, it's okay because it has your name next to it, so it's your turn.
Oh, okay. Cool. So I'm just gonna talk about what I do when I'm budgeting, and mine's very basic. I don't reinvent the wheel here. I'm actually looking at my budget right now, so I don't forget anything. But the very first thing that I do before I even look at how much I make or how much I spend is I write down 3 goals, or 5 or 7, whatever I feel like that day. Because what I've noticed and what I've read, someone else? Okay, sorry. Terk is throwing me off my game right now, and I can't handle it. But what I've noticed when people talk about budgeting is, I read a study where 60% of people panic when they hear the word budgeting because they think it's going to ruin their life. And really, the whole point of budgeting is so that you can do whatever your goals are. And those goals could be long term. They could be buy a video game next month. It doesn't matter. It could be retirement. It's really specific to you. And I mean, it's just important to be honest with yourself.
Brett, would you equate this sort of like the issue with like going to the doctor? Like you don't want to go to the doctor because you don't want to know what's wrong.
I mean, it's probably like that. And that's what I was gonna say. You know, being honest with yourself and don't be scared of the results. So yeah, it's probably very similar.
It sounds very similar, right? It's like, you know, but it doesn't go away, right? Like money just doesn't appear, you know.
No, and it just makes the problem worse usually, just like your health.
So,
but yeah. So, because if you're not honest with yourself when you're budgeting, it's not gonna help you anyway. Like if you go out to eat and spend $500, that's okay. If you spend $500 a month on eating out, there's nothing wrong with that, unless you put 50 in your budget. At that point, you know, you're just lying to yourself, and the budget's not going to be helpful anyways. So, I mean, honestly, that's what I do. I write down 3 to 7 goals, you know, short term, long term, mid-term, whatever they are, and that's what I'm trying to budget for. That's what I'm trying to hit when I'm, you know, at the end of my budget. From there, I usually take about a 3-month average. I take mine and my wife's income, take that, subtract out our average expenses. You know, that's going to include all of the fun stuff: your mortgage, utilities, internet, groceries, gas, insurance. I have $500 for going out and ordering in every month. I have a problem. I recognize that now as I read it.
as you read it.
We should probably change that. But you know, I get very general too. So I'm not going like, oh, video games this month is this much, clothes is this much. I have two rows in mind that say fun shit and not fun shit but needed. So that's like clothes, stuff like that. And then I just look, what's the difference, and whatever that difference is between your income and your expenses, that's really where you can, you know, push your goals and try to achieve those goals, whatever they are. The retirement, maybe you take a lot of that extra and move it to your retirement accounts. Maybe you're trying to build up an emergency fund, which Terk's going to talk about here in a little bit. You just push it to that. It really is up to you. Or you just say, you know what? I had a good month. I'm feeling good. I'm going on vacation. I'm packing up my bags. I'm spending all of this extra money that I made. We're going to Hawaii. We're going to have a good time. And that's okay too. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. But yeah, that's what I do. Sure, have fun.
Yeah. No, I think that Brad brought up several good points. A lot of things that you have to think about. And I really like the example, right? Because this really shows you, like, a lot of people think that they have to like literally itemize every single expense they have in a month, and you just can't do it, right? I mean, people like on average pull out their credit card or cash or whatever it is like 100 times a month, right? You can't be keeping track of all that, and that doesn't even count like, you know, your utilities and all things like that. And so I think that categorizing your expenses sort of helps you, you know, focus it and not stress about all the lines that you have to worry about. And I think what he was also alluding to, didn't quite get to, but was that what he's trying to say, that when you sort of put it into a picture, you put it into your rows, you know, your spreadsheets, your handwritten note, your phone, whatever you're putting in, right? Is that it helps you understand where your money's going. Because, I mean, how many times have you heard, I just don't know where my money goes? Oh, you know where your money goes.
Those people are lying to themselves.
But you know, sometimes you forget, right? You don't realize the impact, right? So like, you know, like I think Brad's example was fantastic. Like, Brad, what was that DoorDash looking like again?
You know, it's about $500 a month. And no, those are real numbers, because I take 3 months and I went through each month, categorized it all, and then averaged it together. And the one thing I didn't say, and this is maybe for you that are the people that are paid bi-weekly, I always budget for 2 paychecks a week. And then there's 2 months in there where we're feeling real good, right? We get that extra paycheck. We're getting 3 paychecks that month.
Oh yeah.
That's just an extra paycheck that month. I don't budget for that, because it's not, you know, normal. It happens twice a year.
Or you can live like Terk, where you get paid 1 time a month. And it is the worst.
It makes budgeting easier, though.
It does, because you just have no money the entire month until like the first week.
Yeah, so you know exactly how much you're gonna have every month. There's never a, oh, this month I get extra.
Nope, I get right. Well, that's a nice surprise.
But no, a lot of budgeting tools that I see always do, they just take your total income and then divide it by 12. And if you're getting paid bi-weekly, that's just not true. Like, that's not how much you have to spend in a month.
Right,
80% of the time.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense, and I think it actually this DoorDash example is actually gonna drag me right into the next thing I want to talk about.
Out of this.
Oh no, your DoorDash is on the way here. Something that we wanted to also bring up, because this is something that often gets overlooked, is that small spending adds up. And the way that you can put this is that I think one of the better ways to sort of get it, we can even use Twitch as an example, right? If you get if you donate 1,000 bits to 5 different streamers, you suddenly have given $50 out, but you don't feel like you've really given a whole lot to the streamer, and you always want to do more and be generous. But I think it's a really good way to put it. DoorDash is the same way. I'm sure that it wasn't $100 per DoorDash on Brad there, and so one, he should probably eat a vegetable, but two,
to be fair, when I ordered B-dubs, they do give me a little bag of
celery. Are you talking about the celery?
Carrots. It's carrots. Hey, we're fancy up here.
Do you spend 30 minutes saying goodbye in the Wisconsin or Minnesota B-dubs?
No, so my DoorDash definitely has a note on both of them that we're doing contactless delivery. Can we throw one out or pour one out for a COVID? Like, if it did anything good for America, contactless delivery for everybody.
I was like, where are you going with this? This isn't rehearsed. But no, that's fine. And then the last thing is, actually I'm gonna skip into my budget here, and we'll come back to the talking a little bit about why having a savings is important. And also that was Brad, also known as The Country, that said that. We're gonna clip that, post that, no context, onto on a TikTok, as we say.
I'll take that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that statement. If it did one good thing for America, contactless delivery.
Yeah, but we're actually stopping at the one last thing. yeah, because the other one's the context, right?
Yeah. All right, I'll provide context for yours too. We're keeping context.
Yeah. All right. So now we're keeping
context. That feels like a spicy thing to say otherwise.
Oh man. All right. So. Oh, that was a good laugh. Oh, that was fun. All right, so I'm going to talk a little bit about how I budget. And I budget a little bit different than Brad. Mine is much more generalized, right? I have about 15 rows in Excel, Google Sheet, whatever you want to call it, whatever you have. And basically, it's just one for each credit card, one for utilities, one for your routine payments, like your mortgage, any kind of car payments that you might have. And then I also have one for savings. And so that's probably the biggest one that I want to talk about, because this is something I do. Not a lot of people do it, but some people do it. Terk actually takes I have a set amount that I want to save each month. And the amount really doesn't matter, but we'll say like 1,000 just to keep it easy. But like at the beginning of each month, that comes out, so that goes straight into a savings account. Or it goes into like investment, wherever it's going to go to be, put for, future use, future savings. And I just automatically take that out of my budget. So that money's not there. I don't look at it again. And then the rest of the month I have to, work with whatever's, left from removing that. Obviously if something happened, I needed it, I can pull it back out. But, I do that immediately, because if you're not going to spend what's not there, right? If you're paying attention to your budget, you see what's there. You can see as your numbers are dwindling, and you got to slow up or readjust. And so that's what I end up doing. I also do yearly. So my sheet is for a year, and so I average the cost so I can see where I'm spending as things go on. And I'm trying to figure out what Brad thinks is so funny about my beautiful explanation here about my expenses. Would you like to?
I just think that in most situations, a year is too broad.
Well, I do it as a year, but then like I watch the average as it goes on, right? Because the rest of the year isn't in there, right? So like I watch
Yeah,
it
as
as it
long as
goes
you're
on.
updating that
Yeah,
as
yeah,
a
yeah,
monthly, then
yeah, yeah. It's updated monthly, but like I have like the full sheet. So like if I wanted to look at 3 month spending, I could. But I mean, like I can like eyeball outliers, right? Or when like things are trending upwards. And so yeah. But you're right, because I mean,
insurance
if we
looking
were
at you trending upwards.
oh, insurance is the worst. In fact, every time I have to adjust for that, it ruins my life. Um. I will say that I don't routinely add any extra income in there. I typically leave my budget the same. You know, if I have like a little bit extra each month, then we'll throw that into my income. But I typically try to treat that as extra savings. I try not to go out and like be like, all right, we got an extra $500, $3 to the target.
But you could.
As much as she would like that, yeah. We do not do that.
It's still an option though for you.
Instead, I'm over here like, oh my gosh, look, we got another, $500 to throw into the high yield savings account. Yes.
Wow. I
And
think $3 just knows how to have fun more than you.
oh, that's it's just inherently true.
I'm
I
really
mean,
good
like,
at
even
it.
at like a baseline, like it's just true. And so that's where we go that, and then let's see, I think it's really about it. So I'm really focused on that kind of stuff. When I have big expenses, um, I will sometimes try to spread them out over months if I can. I just don't believe in like holding credit card interest. I try with all my power. If I don't have to like leave something on there, I don't. However, if like I can sort of like make something fit between 2 months before it's on a statement, then I will do that to split the cost to help me make sure I reach my savings for both months. Truthfully, it doesn't really change how much money is there. It just sort of changes the way that you sort of budget from the 1st to the 30th versus if you did like a different set of dates in there based on your paychecks. Let's see. I think that those are the main things, but that does sort of lead me when I talk about savings to uh, sort of emphasize the importance of a rainy day fund. You've got to have some kind of savings account, some money stashed aside for emergencies. And when I say that, I don't mean that it needs to be sitting like in just a routine savings account or in your like checking account, right? It could be in like a it can be an investment account, it could be in a high yield savings account, it could be anywhere. Like really, you just got to have like the access to it, right? You need to have something, right? Because you never know when like medical bills are going to show up. You don't know when like unexpected car repairs or I can't think of another one, house repair. What else might be a
That was the
good
first step
example?
in the big one.
Yeah. And I think I was always somebody that like kept probably a little bit too much hiding in a bank account making no interest, because I was always nervous that I was just going to need it at a moment's notice. But then one day Brad enacted violence upon me and hit me in the head a few times.
I think it's actually how we started talking about finances together.
Yeah, and was like you will never need something within 30 minutes or something or a day or whatever to pay a bill. Like you always have more than a day, and you can always get that money out. So you might as well make it work for you, and that's what I did. So
Yeah,
we
the example I always use is even like a plumber. If something's expensive, they're gonna fix it. They don't expect everybody to be able to pay it. So there are always going to be options for short term. So like if you need to take it out of because sometimes a high yield savings account takes a few days, depending on who you go through.
Mhm.
It can take a little bit longer, but that's the benefit. You get higher rates. So if it takes you 3 to 5 business days to get that plumber's not going to care because they're getting paid in 3 days. They know that their other people might struggle even more. The other thing, just put on a card. You know that you have the money there. You could do that too. I'm not against credit cards, but I think it's important to always pay them off right away.
Actually helped Brad with his credit cards.
It did because I was generally against credit cards. See, we helped each other.
It
Mine
did.
was more helpful, but
Well, that's probably true at baseline. You would have gotten the other one way or another.
eventually,
Yeah, but yeah, so that's pretty simple. I think those are the big things. The last thing that I do want to put out there is we are interested in learning how to provide better guidance, better advice, better tools, better thoughts. But we were not going to tell you what to do. just that disclaimer one more time. We are not certified. We are not licensed. We cannot and will not.
We're not gonna force you to do
that,
anything.
right? But we would like to, if anybody would like help, anybody would like to review things, give it thoughts. Brad and I have gone.
We can talk to you all day.
Yeah, we can do that. Run numbers with you. We got spreadsheets for that. Help you build a spreadsheet that fits your needs and how you like it. What's easy for you. We are interested in that. You can DM us. Recon, myself, or Brad. And of course you can share as much as you're comfortable with. But when it comes to finances and budget, the more you're willing to share, the easier it is to get an accurate option.
Yeah, if you're not willing to share how much you make, there's not a lot we can do.
Right.
We can't really tell you anything.
We can build you a sheet that you can plug in a number, but we're not going to be able to help you like budget. You'll have to figure out the rest of your own.
And the things you're missing from there, we would never know because that's just stuff that.
But that's not unreasonable. You might not need that, and that's fine.
Yeah.
And let's see here. And then I think that Recon, this is an area that I'm going to give you a heads up. Did you happen to find a Reddit budget that we could sort of discuss?
A Reddit what now?
The personal finance question.
So a Reddit budget that we can discuss?
Yeah, like somebody that like a budget question.
It would have been. It sounds like no. Okay.
So I have questions from the chat.
We can start with those.
Yeah, we'll just do that because we're over anyway, so
that's fine.
Not a big deal. The one thing I do want to add though on the rainy day savings, if you're reading, this is always going to be called your emergency fund.
Oh yeah, emergency fund.
Pretty much everybody recommends 3 to 6 months of expenses, and I think from there it's really depends on your expenses and how much you make. If you're a high earner, you probably can get away with 3. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, you probably want to build it up to 6 slowly, just so that you're feeling more comfortable in case something does happen. Because what's going to happen is it's going to take you a year to build that up, maybe 2 years to build that up, and it's going to go in a month.
But what percent?
When you have to repair your.
Can you explain that percent one more time to everybody?
Just 3 to 6 months of your expenses. So when you do your budgeting, you have your expenses for the month. 3 to 6. And I think it really just up to you on how comfortable you are on where you want to fit in there. So I'm conservative there. I do 6 months.
6 months of like expenses rate, like in your savings. Is that what you're talking about?
In a high yield savings account.
Oh, in a high yield savings account. Yeah, okay.
Because you don't want to invest that money either. Because if you invest it,
you risk losing it.
You could lose value, and this is something you could need tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So yeah. High yield savings account. That's FDIC insured. Usually making, what I think the rate's right now around 5% or so.
A lot of them are around 5%, yeah, which is a lot more than your local credit union. So
yeah, you're not gonna often beat that. I mean, you can, but not unless you've got big money to throw in.
One downside is generally they are online banks only. You're probably not going to see a branch, but that's also why they can give you the extra rates.
That's true. That's true. But yeah, that's savings is always super important. All right, let's see. What question do we have that we can do? I think we had Recon's probably got some in the chat, but do we have any in the Discord that we can answer there?
Yeah, we can just start go through the list. Let's ask these questions.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me pull them up here real quick for us.
Brad, your forehead's way too close. Jesus.
Sorry, I was crossing things off.
So we're gonna start with top of the list here and just go down.
Okay.
First question from Papa John: how do I set up a budget to maximize my ability to save for my future?
Oh man, that's a really good question, and this is and Brad's gonna have a totally different opinion on this than me, which is fine. This is why we work. So I think the big thing is that you really first have to understand how much you actually make, and then you need to understand fully how much you have to spend each month. You have mandatory expenses, and then you have a lot of frivolous spending. Everybody does. It's just the way it is, right? If you had to live without having any kind of fun, it's just hard. It's miserable. Most people don't do that. You want to do a little something for yourself, whether it's eat out once, a week, or, and Brad's once a day.
$500 a month.
Treat yourself.
But I think that the best way that you do it is you identify where your frivolous spending is, try to work on cutting that down, but also understanding where there's a point to where you're not happy or your family's not happy, because that's just not going to work, right? You don't want to cost yourself, your family, enjoyment and quality of life over trying to save, because I mean, money is money, but you can save and maybe just not save as much, but still be able to get closer to your savings goals and still be able to have some fun. So I think to maximize your goal, I think what you have to do is you have to first establish what your income is, your household income is, what your investments are like, where your retirement accounts are like where's everything at. Then you need to look at your expenses long term. I think you got to think about where your mortgage is at, where your car's at when you're going to buy a new car, and where that's going to look like. And you got to pay off those big debts, and sort of try to keep your more frivolous entertainment spending limited as you can, if you're going to maximize savings. If not, then you just do what you like in terms on the frivolous savings. But Brad, what else would you like to add to that?
Can you repeat the question?
He wants to maximize his savings
For retirement, though, right?
Yes.
Is that what you said? I'm taking notes.
Yeah, I think the answer is yes. Recon didn't say it, but yes.
Yeah, so I think that I mostly agree. And I think the easiest way to do that is putting a line item in your budget for it. Like literally say, hey, I have, when you do that first run through, you have $1,000 off the bottom line. You just say, no, I'm actually going to make that 500, and in here I'm going to say every month I'm putting $500 towards an investment account. I think if you're trying to retire, you have to set that goal early and really know what you want to hit for that number. That's gonna be different for everybody. I know what my number is.
I don't have a number, so just to be clear,
you don't plan on retiring.
Yeah,
but
so, well, I will retire, but be a while.
But to maximize it, I mean, there's really only two things you can do if you want to increase how fast you retire, right? And Terk covered one of them, and that's lowering your expenses. The other one is raising your income. That's really it. It's not a difficult thing.
And not taking on more debt is a really good one too.
Well, yeah, but that's your expenses. So you lower your expenses and you raise your income. That's really all you can do from that perspective. To maximize the actual value of your accounts. I mean, you really just have to look at your different options for retirement. I think the ones that I use are a 401k, and then I have a company match there. Free money. Like that's about as free as you can get, right? Like I contribute X amount. They say, okay, we're going to contribute that amount too. That's 100% return day one. Kind of nice. The other one I do is the Roth. And that's because it's tax advantaged. All of it grows tax free. So you put your money in after taxes, and then it's just going to grow tax free for 6 years.
That one's restricted, but it's a great option if you could do it.
It's restricted over it's like 225,000 for married people though. So it's a pretty high standard. You'd have to look it up. I don't know the exact number off the top of my head. It's around there though.
Yeah, but how much is it a year that you can put in?
7,000.
7,000. So I mean, if you can manage 7,000 a year, that's where you want to put it.
Well, I can't say that, but that would be good advice for yourself.
That would be good advice for yourself. Yeah.
And the reason that's
where I would like to put it.
Yeah, and the reason Terk would want to do that is because of the tax advantage that it does have, and that's why it's limited. So.
Yeah, but also if you're gonna do something, you should also make sure you still have a rainy day fund, because that money you cannot get that money easily back out.
No, it's not as easy, and there's definitely fees if you try pulling all of it out.
Right, and if you once you put it in there, don't expect to see it for another 40 years. So act like you spent it.
That's why you put in the expenses and not income.
That money is gone.
You'll thank yourself later. And then the other one, this is your stocks without, the tax advantage account, your regular brokerage. So maybe you have a Vanguard account, maybe you have a Schwab, maybe you have a Robinhood. That's obviously not tax free. There's no tax advantage there, but the benefit is it's liquid, right? You sell that stock today, pull it out, it's in your account, whatever day it is. Is it 3 days from now probably, because it takes a while. And the last one I use is just a high-yield savings account. So that's where I put the money that I may need in the next, 6 months. Something breaks. I know that our air conditioner is 20 years old, so eventually that's gonna go. I know I need to plan for that. I don't want that money in an investment where maybe it could lose 20% value overnight.
That's
So
scary. That's a
what I
scary
got.
thought, isn't it?
This is scary thought.
It is. It is.
That's why there's risk, and you shouldn't take advice from anyone. Look into it yourself and trust yourself.
Yeah, it's okay to like listen to options from people, but you should you should understand those options before you act on them, because it's not always easy to find what you can do out there, right? Like sometimes you need a little, talk to somebody, learn from their experiences, and then you need to figure things out for yourself. At least have a general idea. Like, going in blind to like any type of, especially things like investing, is a wild thing to do.
I would never jump straight into like investing in individual stocks.
Yeah, so
that is some balls on you if you do that.
You gotta be smart about your money there. What's our next question?
All right, awesome. Yeah, going into the next one, and I guess I won't say names since that's something.
It's in the public Discord. I don't know why that matters.
It didn't. I just wanted to make
the next one's $3, so please say your name.
Oh, whoa.
All right. From $3, how do you budget for unexpected expenses? And what is a good amount to set aside?
I think I already answered this one, right?
Yeah, I think you did actually. Like you were pretty prepared.
36 months.
Yeah, I actually prefer like I have a money like amount. Like I just have a straight money amount. I don't do a percentage or anything like that. Like I just have my money amount is I like to have like at least 5,000 ready at any moment, like just in case. And to be honest, like I had like a $20,000 repair the other year, and so I had to really figure something out there. But
so if you did 3 to 6 months, that wouldn't have been there'd been no. I mean, there still would have been sleep loss, but
yeah. Well, there's sleep loss either way. But I have a set money amount that I like to keep, and I keep that like that no matter what. I mean, I could figure something out if it went over that, but that's what I have. At a moment's notice to be ready for. But I think that the big point that $3 make was like, how do you prepare for unexpected expenses? Well, you really don't, right? Because you never know what's actually. You don't know what's going to actually hit you, though, right?
Sure.
You keep that money in hopes that whatever hits is less than that amount.
but you budget for it. There's a line item in your account that says, "Hey, this is set aside for when something happens because it will."
But there's a big difference between your refrigerator breaking and your roof getting, knocked off, or something like that, Actually, maybe not. Maybe if you have a deductible, maybe it's about the same cost. But, I think that the big thing is that you can't always plan for it, but what you can do is be as close to ready as you can. Which is I think having a rainy day fund, having that money amount, it's either money amount or percentage. I think the percentage is actually a really good idea. I don't do that. However, after listening to Brad, I'm gonna think about it a little bit harder on that one.
I think it's a lot easier to because let's say you have water in your bed. Okay, that's a bad example. You don't have a basement. Let's say your roof does blow off. It's gonna be a stressful day for you no matter what.
Yeah.
Try to get that money to not be part of that equation because you don't want that on top of it.
That's true. You just want to, feel comfortable that you were able to, create that cushion.
Yeah. You can thank your past self for it too.
Thank you. That's right. All right. What's our next question? I think that's probably good there, Ron. Thank you for your questions, Papa John and $3. Who's their next one?
Yeah. Next one coming from the only Strike 66.
Oh.
What strategies can I use to manage irregular or fluctuating incomes effectively?
This is a lot harder.
Oh,
it's a lot harder to budget for unexpected income.
This one's a good one. So I mean, thankfully, Strike was kind enough to post this question early because I actually did attack Brad with it earlier because I was like, I was going to go into this
blind, and I am glad that I didn't because that one would have.
Yeah, I was like, there's no way that we do this one blind. I was like, this is a solid question. I don't want to just answer it off the off the cuff.
You want to go first? You want me to go first?
I'll go first on this one. So my big thing, and I'm gonna leave, like I'm just gonna state like the main thing is when you have a fluctuating income, I think you always got to, when you're budgeting, you need to consider your income to be at that lower end of the fluctuation. You can't predict money. Like you don't like, to me an average isn't it, because if you're doing an average, right, you're gonna have months where you have less, you're gonna have months where you have more, but like the months that you have less can be super impactful to like what's going on if you keep your spending the same. So I think you have to keep your spending and your in your budget based on what the lower end of those fluctuations are. Not necessarily at the bottom, like of what it's ever been, but like let's say like your average is like 5,500 a month, but a lot of months you end up at like 3,200, but you have some really good months where you're up at like 10,000. So I would base it closer to that 3,200 versus that 5,500, because 5,500 isn't real, right? And by the time, like, if you spent like you were to be making 5,500 each month, you're going to get debt, and that debt's going to get interest rates, and the interest rates, I mean, on credit cards alone are ridiculous, like 22% or something, or 27%. I mean, they're wild, right? They're evil. And so are we allowed to say that? Can we call credit card interest rates evil? Is that allowed?
Just leave.
These are our
ones that I own out
opinions.
of it.
Yeah. Just they're hard hitting interest rates, hard hitting. And so yeah, I think that you have to really budget on that lower end, and that I think keeps you safe. Now you don't have to do that, but I think that's what gives you a better guarantee that you're going to be able to still stock some savings, especially in those months that you do better. And I think the other big thing is not just increasing your spending every time you do better that month. Really take into account the extra income to your savings to have for the rainy day fund or your investment of your future. Is really important. But I think that's probably a good point for Brad to take over. I think there's still probably several points he'd like to make on it.
No, I think you did a very good job. I think you did great.
Oh, thank you.
Round of applause. No, I actually am going to go at the bottom. I say whatever your minimum is for the last year, that's where you should be starting your budget. And that way you're never panicking, right? Like if that's your minimum, you never have to go below that. That's a good starting point. The other thing I'm doing is I'm going to go on that 6 month side of the emergency fund.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if your income on that low month is less than your expenses, which it could be, right? If you're a car salesman, you might make very little some months, and it's going to be less than your expenses. So it's going to be important to have those savings sitting there during those months, and really build them up during the months where you do well. So I think that's what I would do. I don't think that there's much more to it.
No, but I think it's an excellent question. Like, I mean, because a lot of people live with variable incomes, and they make a mistake of spending like they're making more, or they increase their spending to what they're making each month, which I think could be problematic, especially when you don't make it. So I think volatile income is like a real thing, and it's very important to think about. All right, Recon, do we have any? What else we got?
We do. We have one final question from the chat itself.
Oh, sweet.
The one, the only, the Don Polleone asks, when it comes to budgeting, do either of you use any of them roundup accounts to divert the difference to a savings/investment account?
No.
I do. But it's not that I just thought it was cool. But I mean, to be honest with you, like most of those accounts, they end up like they have to be like a debit card typically, or like some kind of debit account. You typically can't do that with a credit card. So I don't very often, because you tend to get better cash back just from spending on credit cards, in my opinion. So I don't use it very often, but it doesn't hurt anything. I mean, it just moves a little bit over.
I'll admit I haven't looked into them. I assume that the fees are going to be higher.
Oh, no, they're debit cards. So basically all it is like he's talking about like you spend $27.01 on your debit card.
Mm-hmm.
It automatically takes 99 cents out of your debit account, your checking
and
account,
moves it over to a savings.
There's no fee.
I thought he was talking about like an Acorns type app.
Oh,
where it automatically invests that money for you.
Oh, I thought he was talking about like don't some banks have like the roundup where they just round up your debit card transactions?
We might just be talking about two different things. There you go.
Oh, well, you go ahead and talk about yours though, because he might have been referencing that.
Yeah, I just don't use it, and I don't know enough about them. I generally like having more visibility of mine.
What did you say? What did you say was Acorn? What is
Acorns?
Recon, you know what Acorn is?
It's like you do the same thing where you have a $26.50, so that 50 cents goes to an investment account. I don't know if you can pick your individual stocks from there. Again, like I said, I haven't looked into it. I like having more visibility of mine. I like seeing what I've got, and yeah, it just wasn't something for me. so I didn't even look too much into it.
Makes sense. I actually never heard of it until just now, so I'll look into it just to see what it's about. Because I mean, like, I'm always about, like, if you're spending, like, a certain amount of money, then it could be Recon. Can you repeat the question one more time just to make sure that I understood it?
When it comes to budgeting, do either of you use any of them round up accounts to divert the difference to a savings/investment account?
Oh, see, I read that definitely as like one of the bank debit card ones, but maybe
Here you
Acorn's
go.
thing.
You ready?
Yeah,
I feel like he is meaning it on both fronts
it could be.
because I myself have like one of the roundup like savings accounts, but I don't have like I know what Acorns is, but at the same time I don't have an Acorns account.
It makes sense. All right, what did you say, Brad?
Here are your pros and cons according to Forbes. This is just specific to Acorns. I assume they're all going to be similar. Your pros: it's risk appropriate, low cost investment portfolio options, automatic saving features helps nudge investors to save more, and easy to navigate interface. The cons, like I thought, fees are on the high side, depending on your total balance. No tax loss harvesting or access to human advisors, and you have to pay fees to access the checking account, unlike other leaders in the robo advisor space. So that's from Forbes, not me.
Oh, that's actually super interesting. Actually, it doesn't sound that terrible.
No, but like I said, there's.
It sounds simple, right?
easier.
It's simple. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I don't see why not. I think both options are fine. I don't particularly do a lot with them because you could just, if you have a set amount that you're gonna budget each month, you can just do it yourself and move it over there and then worry about the overhead next month. Like, you don't necessarily need something like that to make it work.
Yeah, my quick Google search says they manage all the funds for you, so you wouldn't be able to invest in individual stocks, which might be fine.
And for
know,
that
but like I
reason,
said,
Brad is out.
for me, it doesn't fit what I'm looking for.
For me though, I'd be like, yeah, handle it. Give me like 5% each year. That's cool. Anyway, all right, good stuff. All right, let's see. There is one more hilarious question there. Brad, how do you budget for precious metals?
Jesus Christ. So I guess you'd put a line item and in your expenses, put precious metals and say that this is how much you want to spend each month on them.
Is that how you're gonna, get the precious metal to ask Terk that question you've been thinking about?
What?
I'm very confused here.
Sorry, I have to head out. Something is
you gotta go.
got water in the basement.
No. Yes, but we could talk about in the future. We will probably talk a little bit about investment in a future episode. So no worries there. But thank you for humoring that, Brad. Is there any other questions, Recon? Anything else that we need to do before we run into an intermission?
That is it that I have seen. There have not been any new questions asked, so we are good to go on the question side of things.
For the record, there are definitely ETFs that you could invest in that cover precious metals. You just have to go find ones that you like.
There's also that invest in the same thing, so you do have options.
I moved us. Oh, look, we're where we should be. All right. Woo. Boy, that was that was exciting. I like that. That was a fun
One
time.
of us definitely doesn't work in this industry at all.
Didn't we have one more question?
Oh, did we? Did I miss one?
I thought we had one more question.
Did
I thought Gail asked a question.
Who?
The gal next door.
Were we not saving that for the?
Oh yeah, I didn't think
specifically retirement related.
Yeah. Hers wasn't budgeted; it was retirement.
I mean, if you want to tackle it, you can. But
I mean, there's part of it's definitely.
We can the intermission if you'd like. I mean, yeah, part of it is. I mean, do you want to read the? I mean, I'm happy to. You want to do a little smack at it?
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the way.
I'm happy to take a smack at it. Will you read it to us? Let's do a smack at it.
Absolutely. All right. The gal next door asks, how much will a 401k actually help for retirement? We are 44 and 46 and are paying off debt, but how much should we be setting aside for retirement? Can you make? Oh yeah, that part is afterwards. So yeah, it's fine.
Okay. We should preface this question with our standard disclosure.
I think we focus strictly on the debt part.
I think that's important. The big thing is that, I mean, you got to make those minimum payments, and then you also got to decide like where your interest rates are on those debt payments, and like, if it's more incentivized for you to pay it off sooner than it is to pay your minimums. Like, I think that Brad will always say till the day he dies that, like, when you have a mortgage, you never ever pay extra that mortgage because you will always
Not
make
true.
more in the market.
It's not true. Come forward to my mouth. My rule for myself is if my debt is below 3%, I am not going to pay extra.
3% interest.
3% interest.
Yeah.
So like when the markets were down after COVID, that's when we bought our house. So I was lucky. I got a good interest rate. It would never make sense for me to pay extra, especially now when even like a high yield savings account gives me 5. That's risk free, and it's making more than I'm paying in interest on the mortgage.
But like,
Same thing with my card. It's under 3%. It doesn't make sense for me to do that.
What about student loans?
It would depend on the percent.
18%.
And I think it depends on the person. Well, if it's 18%, I'm paying that off immediately.
9%.
9%, I'm paying it off immediately.
5%.
I mean, here, I'll just tell you what my rules are. Under 3, I'm not touching it. Under 4, under 4, I'll probably say I'm not touching it. 4 to 6, I'm in the middle ground. Honestly, I'm probably paying it off just because that's how I believe. Like I want to get rid of that debt then. And then over 6 is no brainer. I'm paying it off as soon as I can.
Yeah,
That's fair.
I mean, I fully agree with that, except I do pay off a little bit more to my mortgage each month because I hate that I owe money on it.
And some people hate debt, and that's fine. So you're allowed to hate debt, and if you want to pay it off faster, that's you. That's just what I do.
To be clear, there's always a right and wrong to everybody's answer, right? And some of it is just from the numbers perspective, others just from what you feel like you got to do. And so I think for Gal, I think that the important thing is that she has to consider is what's the interest on those debts, and is it worth paying more than the minimum for? Because this is what you can do. If you're talking like a 1% interest rate on something, right? Like you're just paying the minimum on that, right? And you're putting the what you can extra savings into your retirement account, right? Because you're gonna make more on that difference in money inside of that retirement account than you, right?
Not retirement.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's what I meant. So that's what you have to sort of gauge, like which of those debts do you need to get rid of quickly so you can really maximize your retirements and savings versus like what you just need to pay a small bit to. Is that right? Did I say that right?
Yeah, and I think this is one of those examples where it's tough to give a specific answer without more information.
Right.
Right.
There is she does mention that she's using the snowball method. So for all you Dave Ramsey fans out there, that basically means you pay off the lowest amount first, regardless of interest. And this goes back to what Terk said with, do you want to take it by the numbers or take that emotional human element into it?
Right, because I mean that approach makes sense to a lot of people, because like when you have 12 debts, you just want it to be down to 1 debt so bad, or 0 debts, right?
You're crossing them off as you go. You feel good,
right?
But then you look at the number. You are paying more interest by doing it. Like it's objectively how it is.
Right. So
you should, if you want to pay the minimum you can, you would be paying the maximum interest rate first and just working your way down that list that way.
So Dave Ramsey is probably not wrong there, but probably not fully right. You sort of have to make a judgment based on what you need out of it.
I think he is right for a lot of people, because I think that a lot of people view money that way.
So, yeah, I think so.
I'll give him credit where it's due. Not someone I listen to often. I think he's right here.
It's one of those things where it has to be based off of the person in and of itself. Because I'm like both of you, I pay the highest first because I do not want to be paying more in interest. But that's also coming from someone who is within the financial industry and everything, and has a lot more knowledge than the normal person does. So I can kind of see it from that perspective. But like from a more human perspective, where it's like exactly like you said, oh my gosh, I've got 3 different debts. If I can get rid of 2 of those, even if they're like, maybe costing me 6% and the higher one's costing me 10, that's still going to make me feel better.
I think so. I think that's how a lot of people feel too. So I think that's a reasonable thing to do. But we'll cut it there. Brad, we're now in intermission officially. And we're having a hype train right now.
Cool.
Courtesy
Gail, message us personally. I know she's not there, but
no, but she's gonna watch it. We can in fact you can probably tell in the Discord that we did talk about it and she'll come watch it. Yeah. So we need to get Terk to give birth. That's apparently oh my god. Well, this is the intermission where we do take the opportunity to have some sips. Oh right, Jesus Christ.
We got the golden cap. Let's go.
This is a joyous occasion, Brad. Did you know that you wanted to get inebriated on a Thursday again?
I work tomorrow, so I will not be doing that much. But
what do you mean? We have
Oh, that's a few shots.
It's like 6.
You can't even count that high.
2, 4, 6. I think it's 7.
It might be 7.
No, it's 8.
Yeah,
It's 8.
I realized like after you said that, I was like, oh god, it might be more. Brad, are you getting inebriated? Says Schnabel.
No, I will be saying mostly half sober.
Half sober. Oh my god. Oh god, Schnabel needs this. Jesus, what are we doing here? We're just trying to get close.
Well, there's 2 more. We're up to 10 shots, guys.
Jesus.
2 budgeting. Cheers.
Cheers.
No, it's 3 because we don't. We're all covering them together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Does
we
that
do.
be what? 3 per person?
Yeah.
It's now 4 per person, but yeah.
And I am just drinking Ron Diaz coconut rum. Sponsor us, Ronnie.
Oh man, this smells so powerful the second time.
It has a nice taste to it. You can really taste the coconut.
What percentage this was? I'm glad yours has a flavor. Mine is just straight tequila.
Mine is 21%
Thank you
alcohol.
so much.
There's barely alcohol in it.
Oh, no.
Cheers.
Oh.
I'm not about to do that.
We've gotten the for those that want to know.
Line item for precious Jaeger medals. Let's go.
Oh, I have Jaeger. Does somebody want to do? Should we do some Turkmeister? Some Jaeger?
I'll do some Jaeger with you.
Yeah,
you want some Jaeger?
Should we do some Jaeger?
I will even do a double here to
don't fall for the golden kappa. It's a scam. Well, is that Pokegirl like actively trying to kill my golden kappa train?
Oh, yeah, she does not want you to have money. She does not want to get you pregnant.
Yep, that's the TikTok right there.
Brad's just upset because of the precious metal thing.
No, I used to invest in some individual stocks that covered
precious metals.
Precious metals, yeah.
Yeah, it's not a bad deal, but they don't really make money, right? They're just like slow gainers.
I know nothing about them, is what I learned.
Yeah, well, they're either hot or
I just got out.
Here we go.
I don't have a clue what's going on.
She does not want you to get pregnant yet, Novel. But Terk, we'll do the birth simulator though, and that'll be good. And I'm trying to keep track of all these too.
I've got you. I'll tell you at the end of the stream. Don't hurt your brain.
All right, gotcha. So yeah, I did my best.
The last thing we need is Terk hurting his brain.
Yeah, my brain's
all right, we're gonna get Recon involved here. Okay.
What?
I have a question for both of you after the shot. Cheers.
Okay.
Cheers.
Yeah, we'll go around the horn here, starting in the.
Who holds up their water
right.
cup as they're taking their drink?
Recon.
Go ahead.
So we're gonna start with Recon, then Terk, then me.
All right.
Okay.
Recon.
Yo.
Thank you guys for the hype team.
I don't know why I said you. It's gonna be all of you having the same question, and all of you, both of you and me. What is some financial advice that you have been given that you really like? Doesn't have to be your favorite. Doesn't have to be your best financial advice. Just something that you really like.
Oh gosh, that's hard to think about.
I'll give you a couple of seconds.
I
Play the
okay,
Jeopardy
no.
song.
I actually do have one here. So one of the best pieces of advice I think I've ever received actually came from my mother. And it was with like positions and stuff that you hold in your account. A lot of people get scared really quickly when they see like, things drop or things like go lower.
Explain what
And
a position is.
so a stock or like any kind of security you hold in an account. So like a stock, an ETF, mutual fund, anything like
Your
that.
precious metals.
Your precious metals, absolutely. So when your precious metals drop in price and everything, so they were at, let's say, $50 yesterday, they come back $45 today, and you're just like, oh gosh, I've lost $5. No, you haven't lost $5 until you click sell on that order and get rid of the position from your account. That is an unrealized gain or loss. So until you actually take into account the removal of that from your portfolio or like your account, you're not actually losing money. So it can still come back. Now, there are certain times where obviously you may want to get out of something. Not advice, can't give that, but that is the way that I look at a lot of things. Is I will always look at it as like, this isn't realized until I pull the trigger on something. So that has definitely helped me to look at things, because there have been quite a few stocks where I've been like, oh gosh, that's decently low. But then I look back like a month later and I'm like, oh, if I had sold that when I was worried about it, because I was like, oh, it's down $10, I would have lost a shit ton of money. So that's just my thing.
The nice thing about being me is that I'm able to look at that. I can't say what I want to say there, but I'm able to just look at the numbers and be like, yeah, that kind of sucks. Because I have definitely had ones that I've lost like 80 to 90% on. Been like, I believed in this the whole way down. This kind of sucks.
The whole way down.
Thank you.
And I'm able to watch. Like, there's no panic there, right? Because it's not everything.
Oh my
those
god,
losses do happen, and it's gonna. If you have winners, you have losers. It's just life.
It's true. It's true.
All right, Terk, your turn.
But before Turk goes, can I just talk about how like I've only taken like
Careful.
a few shots of this tequila and my face is so red right now.
It really is red. I was actually thinking the same thing.
I was panicking there. I thought we were gonna.
I thought you thought we were about to be TOS'd. Yeah, me too.
I wouldn't do that. I'm not that inebriated.
I don't know. You're wearing the horns, and No.
Yeah, you like the horns?
No. All right. So, all right. Can you repeat the question one more time, Brad? I've been flustered.
Some of your favorite financial advice that you've been given over the years.
Wow, that's a really that's a good one, and I'm gonna actually tell you one that it's my favorite because I hate it, and like I apply it to not do it. I one time had a family member that told me, and I won't name this family member. I will say though, it wasn't any of my direct parents, but it was an older family member that said, spend what you don't have because it doesn't matter because you die and no one's going to get it from you. And I hated that because what you don't always realize is the impact of what happens after you die. And how that sort of works, because there's a whole legal process for that anyway. But besides that, like I just didn't want to live that, because like there was always like there was always worry. There was always trying to make it. Like this individual, they died older, but they were in their like 70s, but like they were still having to like work to make ends meet, because like there's always so much debt swirling around and stuff like that. But they had a great time. I mean, they were the kind of the person that you saw publicly always like on a beach somewhere or something, doing something wild. But I just couldn't do it. There was too much stress there, and I just refused to live that lifestyle because I want to be able to earn what I get, instead of feeling like I just sort of had no intentions of ever really paying what I did. So that's something that I still think about to this day.
Nice. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. You good? Okay.
Yeah.
Mine.
All right, Brad, go.
Yeah. So mine also.
Well, Brad, I got one more thing to say. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I thought
Mine
we were
also-
Before you go, I have one more thing to say as well.
Mine also comes from Recon's mom, and it's about positions.
Oh no,
You son of a biscuit.
Recon, you had that coming because you did an unnecessary second erupt.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
No, as soon as you said that, I was like, I'm stealing this. I got this. No, I have two because I was gonna say the first one, and then the second one came to my head, so I was like, I like that one more now.
Is that the only thing that came to your head?
No, that goes back to about your mom and positions. But I think the great Warren Buffett said this, and that it's the best time to invest is 10 years ago. The second best time is now. And I think it's a really good point because, I mean, since the history, the stock market's only went up. But you can't get your time back, right? Like you can't go back in time and invest 10 years ago. All you can do is really start now. So that was my favorite. The other one is, and this one is more sad, but do not ever loan family members money or take loans from them.
Oh yeah,
It never ends well. It's not fun.
That money's gone. You just assume it's gone. Gift it. Don't stress about it.
And
Yep.
That's
I have an
that's a
example.
huge mistake.
My mom was in credit card debt. She called me and asked me if I could loan her the money. It would have been something I could have done, and I'm just like, no, I can't do it. She's fine now. It's not a big deal. But Thanksgiving's a lot of fun when it's with your family. It's not as much fun when you're having Thanksgiving dinner with your bank. So I recommend staying away from that. And
Did you just describe yourself as a bank to your mother?
in that situation, I would have been.
Yeah.
Like she owes me money.
I mean,
like it's
that's
a
like,
lot less fun.
that's something that you
I
should
100%
really.
agree with that.
That's a really good analogy, like comparison there to really think about.
I stole it. It's not mine. So
Yeah, because that's just really strong.
Yeah, because if there's one thing that'll drive a wedge between people, it's money.
Always.
And so, like, if you do that where you loan, with the intention of them paying you back, and they just forget or anything like that, that's gonna be in your mind because obviously that's your money. So, like, it's just never a good idea.
Yeah, if I don't lend money to family, I've never said no, but like I've always been like, all right,
we know. Oh, it's money.
yeah, I'm just like this is a gift. Like if you really need it, don't worry about it. And I mean sometimes they pay me back, but like I always go into the assumption that I'm never going to see that money again, and I'm never going to ask about it.
No, but I think it goes back to what we talked about last week with my great grandma too, right?
Yeah.
When I asked her for the $5,000 loan, and she's like, "No, but I'll give you $7,000." I think that's probably where I originally learned that from.
Oh, that's actually a really good one too. I'd be like, all right.
She'd rather give me the money and know that I'm not paying it back, never have to talk about it again, than have to worry about.
Did you ask her where to sign for
Grandma
that?
was smart.
There's no sign needed. She just paid the dealership immediately.
It's just like you gotta visit me at least once a year.
And I did at least 3 times. Easter, Thanksgiving, and Christmas were the minimum.
There you go. See, that's all you need.
But yes, yep. That was a good one, Brad. That was a good one.
Thank you. Also,
good
not
question.
trying to flex or be angry at Terk here, but apparently the debate has been very good and very full of sound bites.
You'll see the sound bites later, and you don't even have to wait for them. Like they're just gonna appear right in front of you.
Yeah, but I'm just disappointed.
It's about over, isn't it?
I have to imagine. I can't imagine
That they can stand on stage for 3 hours.
it's past their bedtimes.
Yeah. All right. So Mike, yes, Terk is becoming a dad here soon, August. Don't forget to congratulate Brad for his almost 2 month.
Over 2 months.
Over 2 months. Are we going on 3 now?
Yeah,
Well, I mean, that's what over 2 means. Yeah.
Yeah, if it was over 3, I would have said less.
I don't think we reached 3 yet, right?
No, correct.
Yeah, right. So 2. Answer's 2.
I
Right?
said 2.
Yeah.
It's over 2.
Yeah.
Which is. Thank you. It's actually ours together.
It's ours together. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
It is indeed. It is indeed what he said. Yeah.
So that's why Brad is looking into the investment of precious metals.
It's a little bald baby with a huge ass forehead. The worst of both worlds.
Literally, this child could not have asked for anything less.
No, he's getting bullied. Yeah, there's just not much he can do.
It's just it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But thank you kindly, guys, for all of your kind words. We appreciate it. Very thankful for it. And we're excited. Well, Brad's less excited now because he's having to change diapers, but Terk is still excited.
Well, Trick, I think here's the
Changing
question though
diapers
for
isn't
right
that
now,
bad.
for real quick. This is mostly just for you to think about.
Yeah.
We have hit the 2-hour mark. Do we want to do this last topic, or do we want to?
How
hold
are
off
we?
for-
How are we feeling?
We have stocks left to do no matter what.
Yeah. So I mean, that's another 10-15 minutes. It'd be about.
was-
I mean, we could probably just wrap it up on stocks.
I could save it for another time.
No,
Yeah, it's
Mike-
not like we have to hide it, right? Like it's not like this is
That's-
it's gone forever.
That's
Yeah,
just a
sure.
legend that I can bring to the forefront at another time. You guys still don't know what it is.
That's right.
True.
So it doesn't change anything for us. I mean, though we did see a picture at the very beginning of the podcast because of me.
I'm just glad it wasn't Recon.
But I mean, I think it was a deer, so that's all I know.
Dear friend.
Yeah, dear friend. All right, so we do the stocks from here, right?
Yeah. So here's the bad news.
Who was the winner last week?
Well, it's a
It
continuation.
was Brad.
Yeah, but who won?
So
No,
why
no,
don't
no.
you shut your mouth?
Who won?
All right. So I haven't done percentages yet because I forgot. Okay. Recon picked with me, so one of us is doing a shot. Recon's doing a shot no matter what.
Oh,
Well,
wait, what?
No.
Wait,
that's wrong.
what?
Well,
What?
it worked.
Hold up. Hold the
No.
phone here.
Here is the good news. Turk's $1,000 investment in SPOK, whatever that is, went up $16.50. Not bad.
Ah,
Fair.
dang. Yeah, let's go, Turk.
That's up like 1%, basically, is what that is.
1%'s 1%. All right, how much did ours go up?
MRAM went up by negative $57.24 for a 5% loss. So not
Fucking
good.
pouring my shot.
That's what you get for riding with me. Although this time, Recon, believe in me. When I deliver my pitch here, please buy my stock.
You've got to convince me now, and you're on the lower end of the totem pole. I will just make that
Hey,
apparent.
if you only judge us based on our losers, you're gonna miss the
That's
best
true.
winners.
That's true.
Also,
true.
everybody, I realize we have like a few new faces in. We appreciate all of you guys. We're gonna explain this game real quick because I realized that we just went into this with no explanation. So,
Well, we haven't gotten there yet. I was expecting you to do this.
yeah, but I'm gonna go ahead and do this since like you sort of explained like the drink there. All right, he hasn't poured his shot yet. While they're doing their drink of loss, I just will say I'm going to explain the rules. So each week, Brad and I pick a stock. These stocks are capped at 300 million. I think is their market cap that we're allowing. And we have to give a 60-second pitch to Recon. He gets to choose which stock he believes in, and then in 2 weeks' time, when we do our next podcast, whichever has the greatest growth is the winner, and the other one has to do some sips. So yeah, that is the winner. That was Turks. They were a medical I think they were like a telecommunications for healthcare, like a company.
But they do continue. So the ones you bought 2 weeks ago are still in your portfolio.
Yeah, they're still in my portfolio.
Of course, the healthcare worker would choose something in healthcare.
Yeah.
Whoa!
That's literally what he said last time. But that's where we are. Whoa, you can't be eating during the. What is this?
Can't wait 2 minutes.
Oh my god!
Probably a good thing. He's gonna be blackout drunk here soon.
We still have like one more like double to do, by the way.
Yeah, we'll do it at the end because Recon's gonna get a nap.
Yeah.
Excuse you. Country has one extra shot on his list.
Oh, that's true. You should go ahead and do that for your party foul.
I did it before.
Wait, hold on. We have one extra double to do.
Yeah. We all have one extra double.
Oh gosh.
So
Recon's
for
gonna be
that
dead
glorious
tomorrow.
hype train everybody did. I mean, it's super kind of them. All right, let's get back into this stock thing. All right, so Country, are you gonna start us off with this one?
I went first last week, so this is all you.
All right, give me a
All right,
second
Turk.
here. I have to pull up my thing again to make sure I understand.
Start the
this one
clock.
properly.
This counts.
Convince me.
No, it doesn't start yet. God.
Woo me with your words.
No, I had this whole thing and I can't. Just give me a moment, please.
This is the person you're gonna believe in his
I know he's so
in the Shark
underprepared.
Tank.
I'm not underprepared. Just give me a minute. I panicked a little bit, and
Listen, as a shark on the shark board, I have to tell you, time is money, and you're wasting my money right now.
oh my god, I got it here. It's fine. Relax. All right. So this one, I am actually going to go with MPTI, known as Mtron Industries. They are a
Okay.
company that was founded in 1965. And the first thing I want to say is that this company is making money and they do not have massive debt. They can pay off their debt at any moment. And that is what we like to see. They're a well-established company, and the company's top line has increased 29% year over year. And I think that's what we like to see. They work in a lot of government contracts. They also have defense products. Their biggest issue that has actually led to a recent sort of dip is that they can't keep up with their orders.
Okay.
But they're working
Great
to
company you got there, Terk.
they're working to alleviate that. Their value is still going up, and it's because they've had such a large increase in the amount of demand and sales in the last 2 or 3 years. So I think they're great. They got a lot of money sitting around that they're ready to reinvest and do it towards creating production. And they are not at super risk of debt. So that's what we like to see.
All right. So you're saying they have a lot of money lying around, correct? Just wanna
They have
hone in on that point.
they have about 24 million lying around and 4 million in debt.
Okay. So the question for you then, because I'm gonna just stick with the weird and random questions here. So you said their symbol was Mtron, correct?
It's MPTI is their ticker.
Okay, MPTI. But they have Tron in their name.
Yes, Mtron Industries.
All right. So my question for you here is one, this is a double-edged question here. Are they working on a virtual reality where I could put on a headset and live in a virtual world? Or two, are they building the Voltron robot? What are they doing with this $20,000?
They're actually they work in radio and microwave frequency devices and solutions that serve blue chip customers, and that's about as far as my technology goes in that area. But
so where in the heck is my Voltron robot?
Well, they're actually trying to kill it.
Not a great selling point there, Terk.
Okay, all right.
But only,
I've heard all I need to hear.
But only the invading Voltron. Only the invading one.
Voltron is a defender of peace and justice.
Well, what if somebody else has him that doesn't believe in peace and justice? What if Voltron is
that's
evil?
not Voltron.
All right.
Do I just not? I think I just want to not say anything because I think I win here if I don't. No, I'm gonna do okay. We're gonna start with the bad though. I'm picking Trigger Grills. The ticker is Cook. And
okay.
Here's it. We'll start with the bad. Right. It's a $300 million company. It's got $500 million in debt.
Oh,
it's a lot of debt. Like, can we agree? Like, there's just a lot of debt here.
Yeah.
It does have 20 million in cash. Again, not a great look, but their earnings are forecasted to go up by 80% year over year. That's a positive. And more importantly, it's the 4th of July next week. Everyone's gonna be out grilling. If you don't pick this one, you're against America.
Ooh. All right. So I'm gonna double edge your question here as well. So first off, obviously their ticker symbol you said is Cook. Yeah, so how good are their burgers?
Well, they don't. You have to make the burgers. it's a grill. Have you ever grilled before?
No. Whoa! You mean
hold on
out
here.
in the 90-degree heat and grill?
I'm asking the question here.
Unbelievable.
So one, how good are? Okay, I'll rephrase the question for Brad here since he wants to be a little ninny. How good are the burgers made on their grilling instruments? And would Uncle Sam be proud of me if I used them?
Uncle Sam would absolutely be proud of you. he would actually use them himself. So if you and Uncle Sam were grilling out
God
together,
bless America.
you wouldn't even have to grill because he would be doing it for you. He wouldn't let you grill.
That means they hate Voltron.
On the other side, though, the burgers here are really cook dependent. So I mean, if Turk's grilling out for you, it's just not gonna be great. It's not gonna be a great burger. Doesn't matter what grill he's using.
You know what's so funny about that is that I've grilled burgers for both of you now, I believe, and
it was fine.
No one's complained about my burgers once. In fact, everybody asked for a second one.
I did not actually complain when Turk grilled burgers.
Just remember, 4th of July is coming up next week. Who are you picking?
Oh, this one's hard, man.
Even though, where's your company based, Brad?
Salt Lake City, Utah, baby.
Turks is in Orlando, Florida,
which is barely part of the U.S.
All right. Well, see, now I'm biased because I feel like I have to go with the Florida one.
If you want to pick, a terrible company out of
if you want to win, this is the way to do it.
I'm gonna stick with my home. I'm gonna stick with where I was born and raised.
America.
I'm gonna go with Turk on this one. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I love America, but
no, you
Florida...
don't. Write us up. Write a ticket. We'll be ready to see
I love
the winner.
Florida more.
Fucking communist.
Oh my god. All right, that
Viva
was 2.
Florida.
That was Brad's 2. He is done.
I get 5.
Oh, you get 5. Okay. All right. So, all right. Well, that's where we're at. We have another drink to do, and this is last call for any wonderful donations. Avery, welcome in. I'm sorry we have to do those segments without being able to read the chat. It's just to keep everything in flow because we are posting these podcasts on socials. We do have new socials out, everybody. Please keep a lookout for TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube.
And Tinder.
And Tinder. Brad is going to be posting those links.
You may even find us on Footfinder.
Next week. Please join the Discord in the meantime. We'll be posting them in there, and that way we can get them to you when they're ready.
Turk's only toes is especially nice.
Thank you. It's true. Well, you read chat. ReconMonkee. Turk does it, but that's true. Turk doesn't do it. Oh, I need to. All right. Let's finish off. Does this count? Is this enough? Is this enough whiskey?
Yeah.
I've got a double.
Right.
I'm ready when you are.
It's not a double. We can see it. It's a single.
It's a double for him.
Well, I mean, yeah, everything's a double for him, though.
Hey, let's go. 3, 2, 1.
What do you mean? You can. It's literally clear liquid.
Turk, don't read up in chat. He's less prepared than he's got hairs in his hairline. LOL.
Damn.
Oh God, he's calling out ReconMonkee. I thought he was calling out me.
Damn.
Recon, it's fine. You've had too much to drink. You can't respond. I forbid it.
I don't know. I feel like Bree is calling me out here. I feel like I need to take another shot just to prove these haters
All
wrong.
right, guys,
I think you also need to take a second shot.
All right.
From the bottle.
There's no bits.
From the bottle?
Relax. There's no bits. Recon,
I am
there's
not
no
doing
bits.
from the bottle.
We
That's
don't.
just
No, Recon. There was no bits. We stopped. We've caught up. We've done everything that these generous people have given. Oh God. Oh, go ahead, Recon.
This is for all the haters.
Oh, Snobble donated 100 bits. All right, we're back in it.
That would be a full shot. That would be a full double shot.
Let's try Snubble.
Shush you. Shush Brad.
Shush Brad. What did you do? All right. Any last minute announcements, guys? If anybody has budget questions, they want to discuss how to set up spreadsheets, how to look through your finances, want to talk about your personal finances, we would be happy to talk with you about it. We'll set up a time, get in a Discord call or whatever. And you can share as much as you want or as little as you want. That's fine.
Indeed.
We can at least get you set up with a few tools to be able to be able to make a little bit maybe informed decision, at least be able to better visually see what you're working with. And again, we cannot give financial advice. We will not give financial advice. We can only give our own experiences, and you can do with it what you will.
Mostly investment advice.
Yep. Let's see.
No, we can't give. Financial advice is okay.
There was a misspelling in there. That's fine. And then lastly, thank you
General
for the,
advice is okay.
Yeah.
thank you for
Financial
the.
advice is fine.
Oh, financial advice. Fine. I got you. Okay.
It's investment.
So thank you guys, everybody, for coming out today. We appreciate it. We are actually going to skip our part 3. We will do it next time because we just had such an invigorating discussion on budgets and stocks, and I think it was a really good time.
Into it.
Pokey, happy birthday next week. That's awesome. And check out the socials. We'll be back in 2 weeks. We'll outline the topic then. Is there anything else that I'm missing, Brad, Recon?
Yeah, no. So this is about when we would have the Minnesota goodbye, and we would just keep talking for another 30 minutes, and then it's
good.
2 a.m. and
I do want to do one shout out here. So happy
God,
birthday to Pokey Girl for your birthday next week, since we won't be here.
Happy
We'll see you
birthday,
the week after.
Pokey!
Wait, Pokey, is your birthday on the 4th?
Sounds like it's on the 4th. That's what I was thinking too.
Are you an American?
Pokey, is your birthday on the 4th? We need to know now.
Brad, Recon, do we raid on this? I feel like I just don't know if raid's appropriate on this. Do we raid?
We don't.
We did not raid last week, so
I don't think it
time,
hurts
so
to
it's,
raid.
it's up to you.
I mean, I'm happy to just throw it at somebody. That's fun.
Yeah, we can absolutely raid. It's not something we can't do.
All right.
Okay, July 1st. I mean, that's 3 days prior. That's
I don't care anymore.
It's not like the true American, but you're kind of you're close.
You thought about it.
You thought about it. Yeah,
You're basically Canadian.
Your mother couldn't handle holding you in for another 3 days.
All right, we're pouring our last one here. This is our last double.
We have one more.
No, you don't. You're out. You're out.
I thought we had one more double. Don't we have one more double?
I'll do it with you. I'm saying Recon doesn't need it.
Oh yeah, Recon, you're fine. All right.
I was like, wait, hold on. I thought that was the last double. What?
On a side personal note, guys, we will be Terk will be I think we're gonna do the baby event in 2 weeks. Terk does plan to have a t-shirt to show you guys around that time. That's gonna be the big thing for this one. We are based on my calculations, we're about $75 away from having Terk get the fake, it's like a muscle spasm thing that basically stimulates labor, you know, but labor. So that would be a terrible time. I don't really want it, so we don't have to hit it. It's fine. There's only one more stream to get to it, so that's all I have to do is hold out. Induce muscle spasms. That's the right word, Schnabel. All right. Well, let's do this final drink, and then we're gonna hit the raid button and say final goodbyes. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Then
boom, boom.
Next podcast is 7-Eleven, like the store.
You not have to see Terk do that. It's fun. All right. We're gonna raid an individual that gave Terk a raid.
That one girl, Sparks.
Last week, she was super kind. Her community was super kind, so I think it's just a nice thing to do. So we're just gonna go show them some love. I think they're doing
goddamn. Oh, yeah. Never mind. I'm sorry. That was rude.
That's like your entire bit, though.
Stop! I can't copy it. Stop.
Keep doing it. Keep doing it.
No, now I've copied Schnabel.
All right.
We're good.
Send us out.
I'm trying.
Thank you guys for watching. I had fun. I hope you did. Terk ruined my day. Recon doesn't know how to do AV.
That might be true. Guys, we'll be back in 2 weeks. Thank you guys so much. We much love. Terk might be with a separate stream next week. We enjoyed it. We had a lot of fun. Keep a look out for the socials. Brad's going to get those posted soon. Brad, you're going to post it in the Discord. So that way we can know, that way people can see the budget. We will also be leaving the videos up here for now as well for everybody to get through. Guys, it was a lot of fun.
TikTok, we're gonna have a YouTube, we're gonna have a Tinder, we're gonna have a feet finder, we're gonna have an
OnlyFans. I hate to cut you off, Recon, but I only got like 10 seconds left. All right, guys. Once again, this is your host Terk and Brad with their fearless moderator ReconMonkee. Much love, goodbye, and have a good one.